I'm David. Welcome to this episode of Behind the Render. Today I'm discussing the VFX for the MCD Network's Aegis Wings video. The footage was shot and outlined as a battle with aliens firing a lot of lasers at Dante and Layton, who were using game zappers to defend themselves. I broke down the VFX shot requirements for a system that was modular and efficient based on the timeline of the project. I needed to create a cool barrage of lasers that the aliens off-screen could fire at our actors. Rotoscoping and zapper fire assets would also be needed for this VFX shot. Rotoscoping. Rotoscoping is the less glamorous part of VFX. This step was necessary so that the lasers had a sense of depth in the scene. By rotoscoping each actor individually, VFX elements could be placed correctly in 3D space. I have seen tutorials available suggesting to roto by placing a mask path or spline around the actor and animating the spline as time goes on. This is not only a waste of time, but also a bad workflow in general. In the second edition of Compositing Visual Effects by Steve Wright, Wright outlines how an artist should create an efficient roto with the fewest number of control points on the spline. Additionally, the artist can also create what is called an articulated roto, with the spline separated into different parts of the object to efficiently animate the roto. Instead of redefining the outline of the shape, the roto can be moved as a whole. Since computers allow for interpolating the shape between frames, the artist should go forward in time to the next major movement and adjust the roto shape. Keyframe adjustments can be added as needed. There is also a balanced variant to animate the roto every X number of frames for quickly moving through the footage without animating every frame by hand. In this situation, I divided up the masks on a red layer and set the opacity of the layer to 50%. I created masks for each section of the body based on the needs of the shot. The masks were color-coded for each side of the body, similar to an animation rig. Yellow for the center, blue for left, and green for right. You can see that I adjusted each color group slightly so I could differentiate between masks of the same color group. The red layer allows me to easily see how the masks look over the footage with feathering and motion blur activated. After Effects has a feature to view roto like this, but the principle is worth noting here for other software choices. The process is repeated for the other actor, and the roto can be added as an alpha channel for the VFX. Lasers. The lasers were created using a particle system inside of After Effects. Once again, this concept can be achieved in a variety of programs, but I decided to use After Effects as my one-stop shop for VFX and roto. Once I had the functional proof of concept for the lasers, I divided my particles of lasers into foreground, midground, and background to create a sense of depth. An expression was given to the size of the particles so that over time, the particles emitted would vary in size. The threshold was adjusted for each of the 3 particle emitters so that the sizes were correct based on if they were in the back or front of the shot. Another benefit of the particle system was that I could adjust the intensity of the barrage. I coordinated with the MCD Network in having the lasers stop to match the action on the screen, so when the actors pause to discuss their plan, the particle systems are animated off, and then have the lasers shoot again accordingly. With the technical systems in place, the rest was artistic refinement. Zappers. To create the zapper VFX, I started by analyzing how often the actors each fired their zappers, which was about twice a second for 45 seconds, minus the time that they paused their firing. I tested a muzzle flash using splines and animating them onto the frame by hand and found that it was incredibly tedious and time-consuming. So, once again, I implemented a particle system for the zapper fire. I took the principles from the laser system and applied it to the zapper fire, matching the birth rate of the particles to the trigger pull rate of each actor. To efficiently fire the zappers without having to hand animate the emitter, I tracked the motion of each zapper barrel in space. Then the zapper fire's particle emitter was linked to the motion of the barrel. These steps were repeated for the other zapper in the shot. Overall, I had a phenomenal experience working on the laser VFX for the MCD Network. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content, give the video a like, and comment below with questions you have on the VFX discussed in this video or any content you would like to see in the future. Thank you for watching.